Speaker, as I rise to make this presentation, gave my main speech for the 2020 budget, I rise with humility. Firstly, to the Almighty God for His continued grace and mercy towards me. Secondly, I must express heartfelt thanks to the people of the Amara, Upper Barbies, and citizens of Guyana for their vote of confidence in the APNU+AFC. Consistent prayer and words of encouragement. There are also many people who play a critical role in my life and who I need to say thanks. And as in the words of recorded artist Coffee, gratitude is a must. To you, Mr. Speaker, I extend my gratitude for your continued professionalism and commitment to the administration of the affairs in this National Assembly. Similarly, I express thanks to my colleagues, members of the winning team, who will be back in government soon. The leader of the opposition, Joseph Harman, for his dedication to service and his commitment to excellence. Mr. Speaker, I crave the indulgence of this honorable assembly to also thank my mothers, Joy and Leslie, for their love, guidance, and support. My children, Tahila and Jaheen, who continues to be my motivation and encouragement with every hug and smile. My supporting team, Rocco Shotton, Larry London, Devin Sears, and party executives, along with local leaders. And most importantly of all, I want to say thanks to the resilient and powerful people of the constituency I represent, Linden, Region 10. I recommit myself to work for your professional advancement and the development of all communities. It has not been an easy road, but together with your councillors, we have made great strides. With your full participation and your continued support, we will achieve the vision we have set for our homeland, Guyana. Mr. Speaker, as I address this honorable assembly, 2 words come to mind. Guyana first. For emphasis, I repeat, Guyana first. Guyana is unique, culturally, ethnically, religiously, and even politically. Spanning over 83,000 square miles, we are temporary inhabitants of the lost city of El Dorado. While here we must coexist, find strength and unity while working towards one common prosperity and equality goals. We are Guyanese first. And I quote Mahatma Gandhi, the earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. On Wednesday, the 9th of September, Member Angel presented a budget which does not represent the will of the people. A budget that lacks merit, vision, and progressiveness. Mr. Speaker, I am forced to reflect on my colleague Chapman's opening remarks, which highlighted the striking dissimilarities of a government that embraces a good life for all Guyanese, as against fraudulent government that snuffs the wealth out of our people's pocket. That's a The nation's budget is supposed to point the way forward and show clear and specific terms that priority programs that achieve key developmental milestones. The members on the other side are lucky to have inherited an economy that is growing and flourishing. When the APNU+AFC took up office in 2015, we quickly brought back democracy to the people of Guyana by reintroducing local government elections. We have lessened the national debt according to ECLAC 2019 economic survey by 4 to 1.7% of the country's gross domestic product. The lowest in Latin and Caribbean. Introduced telecommunication and internet access throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. We have embraced alternative energy as outlined by the Green State Development Strategy. And further, President Ranger's vision for a decade of development. Mr. Speaker, these are examples of forward planning that is needed. As a country, we are on the brink of great wealth to the emerging oil and gas industry. The members on the other side seem nearsighted. As I consider its implication on the lives of all Guyanese, it became clear that this budget is incomplete, incoherent, and innately not credible. Mr. Speaker, my constituency's feeling towards this budget is despondent. Upper Demerara, Upper Borbies, overall estimated budgetary allocation is 4.2 billion, but still leaves much to be desired, since 53% of that allocation goes straight to employment costs. Once again, like pre-2015, it reveals that the bauxite mining community has been sidelined for real economic development. This budget does not create for new investment. No new transformational infrastructure work, nor job creations. Mr. Speaker, I met with many healthcare professionals who shared dissatisfaction with the provision of the package that this government has given them. They still work under substandard conditions. They lack personal protective equipment, ventilators, and for a community of over 50,000, only one COVID-19 testing kit. This is unacceptable. I must highlight to this House that medical laboratory technicians are not given risk allowance in my region. I ask this House that we should ensure that our health workers, our frontline workers are well represented in this budgetary division. Mr. Speaker, I can proudly boast that for the first time in history, under the APNU+AFC government, a regional agriculture unit was introduced. I can continue to boast that we have commenced work from the Middle East Hideout Road to Borbies River, which will allow farmers to transport their produce to the mainland. But I must make a recommendation on behalf of my constituents that greater work, given the fact that we have hiking farming in the Borbies River and Takama-Savannah Road, is needed urgently to serve Ivini, Kalkuni, and Low Borbies River. As I reviewed the budgetary allocation on the Public Works 2020 program for my constituency, it became clearer that this budget, again, does not have any transformational projects. Mr. Speaker, it seems to me that Budget 2020, titled "Our Plans for Prosperity," is an atrocity. Better yet, a Lego building block budget, because this budget builds on the legacy of the APNU+AFC vision for a better Guyana. Take, for instance, the Westmore Mackenzie Bridge. Also, what we spoke about earlier, the Leicester to Linden Highway. We also have the Linden Suicide Highway, all of which we have found funding for. Mr. Speaker, I humbly ask that the intellectual authors of this budget review Region 10's plan of action for regional development, which focuses on enhanced environmental, sustainable economic and development. As Guyana develops, history will judge us on how we take care of the elderly and new generations to come. Mr. Speaker, it is disappointing to note that the pension level increase is a measly and frivolous $4,500. Might I share with this House that it was the intention of the APNU+AFC government to increase the pension to the minimum wage, half of the minimum wage, which will take it to $35,000. Mr. Speaker, this regressive budget does not cater enough for youth empowerment and development. Very well knowing that over 65% of our population are millennials who are currently at risk. According to Trading Economics, Guyana unemployment rate as of 2019 was at 11.9%, one of the lowest in history under our administration. But it's my fear, Mr. Speaker, that the unemployment rate has risen, given the fact that a lot of our hard-working young people's contracts have been terminated by this very administration. Therefore, I have some questions. One of the questions that all of our young people are asking, like my colleagues would have shared, where are 50,000 jobs that was promised? And I have a specific question to Honorable Hamilton. Those persons who were terminated within the last month or so, some of who is sitting on my side, are you going to make representations for them when it comes to training and accessing more jobs? We need to rescue our youth. There is no subvention for my constituency when it comes to the sports association. No visible increase in technical education. No major provision for support in the cultural industry and creative arts industry. So our youth, hold tight. We'll be back in government. Mr. Speaker, the public sector workers want to know, again, where is the 50,000 or 50% salary increase that was promised by this administration? They want to know why it was not catered for in this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, regretfully, Russell Bauxite Company workers' contracts were terminated. And there are talks in the air that they will be resuming soon. What does the government plan to protect the rights of Guyanese who continue to be abused by international investors? The government's budgetary plans during this COVID-19 pandemic with regards to education leaves much to be desired. The idea to use the learning channel along with radio broadcast when it comes to the curriculum is lethargic and the frivolous facade to show the Guyanese people that we were doing something. Have you thought about persons in various regions who have not been afforded these amenities? I say again, we're building on the legacy of APNU+AFC because in every school across the nation have internet access to the internet. And this here is clear that we continue to widen the gap with the 1% wealthy as against those who have none.
You are a petroleum jelly advisor.
Mr. Speaker, easy access to transportation is important when it comes to my constituency, given the fact that oil and gas sector is growing and our economy is growing. We will be trading very soon with Brazil. And I believe that an airdrome is needed in Linden. At this point in time, we have 2 airstrips, one of the best in this country, 2 miles apart in Linden, and another one in Kokwani, which needs urgent repair. And let me make it elusive that those airstrips, because we've gotten word that someone is trying to privatize it. I speak on behalf of my constituency. The Linden airstrip and the Kokwani airstrip is not for sale. Mr. Speaker, permit me to identify the major impediments of our country's development and to identify real solutions to those problems, primarily those drafted in this week's budget. As we have seen, Guyana is at a time and a place where it is met its lowest in history when it comes to the healthcare system, where uncertainty is paramount. It is at a time when everyone's pride and dignity of our people is eroded. As a lecturer for over 10 years, I have been trained to identify flaws and critique so that I get the best out of my students. Last week I observed the government making lousy excuses while submitting an inconclusive and incoherent budget that does not give a prosperous life for all their needs. You commend yourselves for saying that 21 days, but when in fact you've had since 21st of December 2018 to complete your homework. Mr. Speaker, the APNU+AFC introduced a 5 Bs initiative that the other side is inheriting, which works. But as a former lecturer, I give the government 5 Ds, of which some you already know.
Who brings this in?
And this here reflects Budget 2020. It is defective, deceptive, divisive, destructive, and deformed. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I say to you,
Will you come to protest?
Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I say to the government, go and do your homework.
Protesting in the parliament.
Thank you.